Hi class, and welcome to Creative Sensory Activities. My name is Miss Ola, and I will be your teacher. This class will be fun. We're going to do a lot of I Spy games and some arts and crafts activities. We're going to do some movement exercises along the way. And because we're at home, we're going to be interacting with a lot of things around the house. And parents, you are more than welcome to join in on the fun. So whatever exercises we do, feel free to do it with us. Now, a little bit about me. I'm an actor here in New York City, so I have my whole setup going on. I have my backdrop and my little microphone, which hopefully will benefit you all and you'll hear me a little bit better. I am first generation Polish American, and what that means is my parents are both from Poland, which is a country in Europe, in the continent of Europe. So just like America is in the continent of North America, Poland is in the continent of Europe. And I was born in Kentucky though, and I was born and raised there. So I'm Polish American. And during this quarantine, I've just I've been taking care of my plants. I'm a little bit plant obsessed, but now I've really indulged in that. I'm going to show you a few of my plants actually. So what I've been doing is I've been taking, this is one of my mother plants, right? It's called a marble pothos. And what I've been doing, I've been snipping leaves of the plants I have, and then I put them in water. Now this is a fun little experiment. I put them in water and I let them root. So right now, as you can see, it's just a bare stem, right? But then I'm gonna put it in here, and in a few weeks, so this will be fun to monitor, in a few weeks I'll have some roots and I can make another plant out of this. I'll put it in soil and have a separate plant. So it's like 2 plants out of 1, or many more plants out of 1. Because I've been doing that a lot. So that's my plant situation. I've been quarantining with my partner, his name is Jorge, and my dog, whose name is Pino. And I'm gonna go get him in just a second. So, this is Pino. He's a little Chiweenie, meaning he's a dachshund or dachshund, or the long dog mixed with the Chihuahua, because look at his little ears. See that? See how perky they are? And he's a sweetheart. We rescued him a few months ago from a shelter that takes dogs from Texas, because that's where they have the most homeless dogs apparently, which is sad. But they ship them to New York, and we adopt them in New York. So maybe Pino will be my assistant for the class. Right, Pino? Just kidding, he's a dog. He can't do that. But I wish he could. He'd be an excellent assistant. Okay, Pino, I gotta teach this class. Bye, little baby. Now, with the leadership program, we begin each lesson with an aim. And for today's aim, I want to go back to something that was in big golden letters in my first grade class many years ago, and it was the golden rule. And the golden rule was treat others the way you want to be treated. Now, I know we're home, and there are a lot of feelings and emotions mixed up, and we're not playing with our friends as much as we normally do, and we're not interacting with as many people as we normally interact with. And I just want you all to remember that wherever you are, everyone's just doing their best, and be kind to everyone you're with, because you want them to be kind to you as well. So that goes for your parents or your grandparents or your siblings or any friends that you're staying with. Just make sure to be kind. So my partner, my dog, and my plants are currently my home. And speaking of home, today's activity is going to be focused on the home. So a lot of us are isolating. We're at home where we normally live, but some of us aren't. Some of us are at friends' houses or at other family members' houses, or maybe just a place that's temporary for the time being. But what's great is that any place can feel like a home, even temporarily, if you just have the right mindset. And also if you focus on some things that are really great about where you are right now. So for our activity, I want us to get up and move away from the computers after you finish this video and find at least 3 things that you really love about where you live right now. And those 3 things can be really anything. They can be a person, they can be your mom or your grandpa or your brother or sister. They can be an animal, they can be plants, they can be a toy or a favorite object like a photograph that you treasure or a drawing that someone gave you that's really meaningful to you. So I want you to find at least 3 things. You can do more, but at least 3. And included in that are also things like food, right? So let's think about a comfort food that your mom makes or your dad makes or whoever is in the house with you that really makes you warm inside when you eat it. You just feel really good, right? All those things can be included, and you can do a lot more than 3 if you prefer. But let's at least focus on 3. So like I already mentioned, I am going to choose my partner, Jorge, my dog, Pino, and I have many plants. So I'm going to choose one plant that I really love. It's called a bird of paradise because when it grows really big, it has these flowers that are very tropical looking like birds. And it's really big and it's next to this chair by the window that makes me feel, every time I sit in that chair, it makes me feel like I'm in a jungle because the plant is so big. So that's the one that I'm going to use. So once we have those 3 things down or more, we're going to draw them and we're going to label them. So maybe an adult who's with you can help you do that. So after you finish your drawing, you can write down the name of the person or you can write down whatever thing it is just to practice our writing. So grab your colored pencils or your markers or your regular pencils and a piece of paper and let's get started. So here I have a little sketchbook. I have a pencil and pen, and I have a bunch of very fancy colored pencils that my mom once got me. So let's get started. So here I went ahead and sketched my 3 things. You can do it all on one piece of paper, but I just decided this is Jorge, and I labeled Jorge at the top. Here's my bird of paradise. I'm telling you, it's like a jungle. And then here's Pino doing his favorite thing in the whole world, sleeping. So next I'm going to color these with my colored pencils. And you can just put your video on pause while you get to this level and then meet me once you're done. Hey everyone, I'm back. Yes, I wear glasses, but I'm going to take them off because there's a glare here. So I have, these are my drawings. I've now filled them in. Now, I took a lot of time on these. You can draw stick figures, it doesn't matter, but I apparently have a lot of time on my hands. And here's little Pino curled up. So what we're gonna do now is if you have it all on one page, you can have a beautiful drawing of things that remind you of home, that are very special to you, all on one page. Or if you'd like, we can make little puppets out of this. So what I'm gonna do is, I want you to ask an adult for help, please. But I'm just gonna cut around. I'm not even gonna cut very precisely, as you can see, but just to cut some of the paper away. And as an example, here is the first one. That's Jorge. Now, what we can do, I have little popsicle sticks, but I know not everyone has popsicle sticks at home. So you can use a bunch of different things. This is where you get to be creative and improvise. You can use a little stick. You can use a piece of cardboard. Just cut some cardboard up into a strip, or even an old sock. Now, I don't want you gluing good socks to your piece of paper, but if you have an old one with holes in it that your mom was going to throw away anyway, then you can use that, and you can tape your drawing onto it or glue it, or another piece of paper is fine, or cardboard so that it can stand up, and you can make little puppets. So I'll be back once I finish the rest. Okay, class, so here are my finished puppet sticks. It can be whatever you'd like. It can be as detailed as you'd like. I went with a lot of detail, but you don't have to, because this is for you and this is for your own fun. So after you have these, you can kind of make little theater out of it or whatever you want. You can build a story out of it, and it can be a lot of fun for you and your siblings, or for you and your parents, grandparents, whoever is with you. So I hope you enjoy that. So that's our first class. Now next week we'll have something really fun and exciting in store, so I hope to see you then. Bye everyone. Pino says goodbye. Goodbye everyone. See you next week for our next assignment.